Hello, this is time number 3 of recording because my phone keeps interrupting me. And it's because I'm dealing with airport agents and ticketing. My daughter's flying in this evening and her reservation's not showing up online, so I couldn't check her in and get the bag. And yes, I do pay for her to fly home to see me because I don't want that to ever be a consideration as to whether she's going to visit or not. I don't want her to ever think of finances. Don't worry about it. It's covered. Mama's got it. Come home. Please come home as much as you want. So she's coming home for 3 weeks. Yay! She'll be here for 1 week, and then we'll go to my daughter's graduation next weekend, and then that daughter will come home, and she'll be here for another 2 weeks. And then her boyfriend's actually flying in for the last 3 days, and then they're going to fly back to California together. Okay, so that's what's going on in my life. Craziness, lots going on. Hopefully, I don't get any more calls during this. I don't think I'm expecting any more. I think all the ones I thought I was going to get have already called back. All right, so let's talk numbers. I just wanted to kind of give you a little background because I'm a little wired right now because I was dealing with actually a collection agency too because I thought it was American Airlines calling me back. So I picked up a call that said scam likely, which normally I would never do. But I thought, well, maybe because they don't recognize American's number, it was that, but it was a collection agency. So all these scam likelies I've been getting is a stupid collection agency, and they are so nasty. I'm like, I don't owe you any money, Spectrum. We've been through this. So that's why I had to deal with Spectrum then, and they're taking care of it and apologizing and everything. But man, I feel bad for people who truly are suffering and can't make ends meet and have to deal with collection agencies because I was just like, I knew I didn't know anything. And this woman was just like strong arming and threatening and ugh. So I found out from the agent actually over at Spectrum too, though, that they make commission. They make money based on how much money they collect. And so that's why they'll pull out any trick in the book to get you to pay. Interesting. I should have just kept her on the phone. No, she's a job to do. She has food to put on the table too. It's her job. But I didn't think she had to be nasty. I think you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. Okay, I'm looking here at my chart. Okay, so nervous about yesterday because I ate well. I just had that chicken taco that's 288 calories, and I was fine the rest of the day. Wasn't even hungry, didn't even think about food. I had a lot going on. I was taking care of lots of things, doing lots of things, and then it was leading up to the NFL draft, which was starting yesterday evening, and I knew I wanted to watch that, but I thought I'll do that as I kind of fall asleep because there's no way I'll be awake by the time the Browns pick, because that's not going to be till after 11 o'clock at night, and I have to get up at 5 in the morning, so I don't stay up that late. But I thought I'll watch like maybe the first hour of it as I'm falling asleep in bed. So I was doing a bunch of stuff and handling things so that I could just relax when the draft came on and close my eyes and listen. And I had to go downstairs and talk to my son about something. He was in the dining room, which kind of became his makeshift classroom while he was doing online classes, but still does a lot of studying down there. And he had some books and his laptop out and he's doing stuff and a plethora of snacks. I mean, it was a typical teenage boy scene with empty wrappers, I should say. There weren't even a lot of snacks there. There's a lot of empty water bottles and empty apple juice bottles and wrappers and empty boxes and stuff. I mean, it was like a garbage can, is really what it was. As if a garbage can got dumped onto the table. So there were a few things that he had been eating too. And he was in the process of eating some of those little round cheeses, which probably would have been a good choice. Little mozzarella cheeses. What are they, Babel or something like that? I could see multiple wrappers on the table of those, and he was having another one. And then there was the Skinny Pop popcorn sitting there, sealed up, rolled up, sealed up, about a third of the bag still left. And I'm talking to him and looking at it. I'm talking to him and I'm looking at it. And I just thought, oh gosh, that would be so good while sitting and watching the draft to pop just a few pieces of popcorn. You know, there's no such thing as eating a few pieces of popcorn. That's like saying you're going to eat a couple potato chips. Can't be done. Cannot be done. So, sure enough, I took the bag upstairs and I really did enjoy watching the game and eating some of the popcorn. I mean, I really had a good time. I was in my big, huge, orange, comfy fleece sweatshirt that's like a men's extra large or something like that, that's massive on me and it goes over anything. And it was just a nasty, kind of rainy day yesterday. So after a shower, it was just nice to be in that comfy thing. And I slept in it last night. Okay. So I had the popcorn, eventually fell asleep, got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Not an uncommon occurrence. And when I went, I felt compelled to get on the scale. I don't know, I still felt good about it. And even though I thought in my brain, I hope this doesn't affect my numbers too much, I want to still lose that point 0.3, a minimum point 0.3 that I wanted, but I just felt like I was going to. You know how sometimes you just have a premonition about something? It just felt good in my skin yesterday. And I don't think that the salt that was on that popcorn is going to make that much of a difference. I really don't. Or I shouldn't say not that much, but I don't think it's going to prevent me from losing that point 0.3 that I want. So I got on the scale in the middle of the night, full sweatshirt on, watch all the things I normally would take off when I got on the scale, and I had lost more than point 0.3. And I knew that I still had another 4 hours of sleeping before I got up and got on that scale, and I had the sweatshirt to take off. I was so excited. So I got up this morning, got on the scale, and sure enough, it was such a joy to look at the numbers. I am really worried about tomorrow's weigh-in because today's was so good. The said that I lost 1.5 pounds. 1.5. If I would have lost zero point 0.5, I would have been happy with that, given the fact that I had the popcorn the night before. But I lost 1.5. I felt so good. I am now at the weight that is my top weight. That normally when I start gaining weight, I mean, like maybe another 2 pounds, 2 or 3 pounds more, and I'm at the weight where I'm like, I really have to start losing weight. But when I get to the weight that I am right now, is when I'm like, okay, I need to do something about it. Red flag, red flag. That's the weight that I'm at right now. So, which to some would be concerning because I've been dieting for so long, really, since January, and this is the end of this. Well, tomorrow's May. Um, but I just only lost 5 pounds in those first 2.5 months. And so now I've lost 14.4. So almost like 20 pounds I've lost in 2020. And it just goes to show you how much I let myself go and how much I gained, because I'm at that high weight now of like, I need to get on HCG or do something significant because I need to lose weight. That's where I am right now. So that's a little bit sad if I were to dwell on that, but I'm just happy that I'm starting to see numbers that I recognize again. I just let myself go up into another stratosphere by 20 pounds into another stratosphere. So now I'm in my normal, I'm overweight, I'm fat, I need to lose weight, nothing's going to fit me. And it still doesn't. I mean, I just tried on all my pants yesterday, to see what I could wear to my daughter's graduation. Zero, zip, none of them. None of my big pants, clearly none of my smaller pants. None of my big girl pants fit. I have to wear stretch pants next weekend. So I have another week before then. In a week's time, I really think I have to lose about 10 pounds to fit any of my pants. So that's out the window. I'm not going to fit into any of the pants. I really don't want to go and buy new pants either. One, I hate trying on pants in stores, and especially when you're overweight. And I want to lose the weight, so I don't want to spend money on pants that I'm only going to wear once. So I'm just going to wear those stretchy black pants. It's fine. It's fine. We can do that. And we'll go from there. So I'm happy that hopefully I can lose a few more pounds before I go, just to make myself feel even a little bit better in my skin. All right. All right. What are we going to talk about today? I had pulled it up. Relapses. All right. So I'm going to read to you about relapses. There's a tiny little paragraph on relapses with teenagers. I'm not going to read that because I don't think there's any teenagers that are watching this channel. And I just feel like HCG is such a severe, I just don't know, with all the hormones and all that, I just don't know. I just feel like if you're losing weight and you're a teenager and you need to lose a significant amount, that you should just go under a doctor's care. This is appropriate for all of us who are older and have tried everything else. Okay, let's read about relapses. He wrote, As a general rule, one can say that 60 to 70% of our cases experience little or no difficulty holding their weight permanently. Okay, so now we're talking about P3 again here, okay, because we've been talking about P3 a lot lately. So once you're in P3, he's saying 60 to 70% of the people don't have a problem keeping that weight at that weight loss point. Okay, so 30 to 40% put weight back on. All right. Relapses may be due to negligence in the basic rule of daily weighing. Many patients think that this is unnecessary and that they can judge any increase from the fit of their clothes. Some do not carry their scale with them on a journey as it is cumbersome and it takes a big bite out of their luggage allowance when flying. This is a disastrous mistake, because after a course of HCG, as much as 10 pounds can be regained without any noticeable changes in the fit of the clothes. This is so true. I can gain 10 pounds in the blink of an eye and still kind of fit, because my clothes, they fit. If you're 10 pounds heavier or 10 pounds lighter, you can wear the same clothes. So this is true. And it's true that I don't weigh myself every day after I go off the diet when I'm feeling good about myself. I only do it while I'm dieting, the daily weigh-ins. So I can relate to this. I agree with him. All right. The reason for this is that after treatment, newly acquired fat is at first evenly distributed and does not show the former preference for certain parts of the body. 100% agree with that too. I've always said that about myself. And my body's just kind of that way anyway. There are some people I know who are like have really skinny legs and they have thin arms, and when they gain weight it's all like in their belly. They just like, but everything else stays skinny. And that is not the situation with me whatsoever. So when I start losing weight and I see on the scale I've lost 10 pounds and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, what? It's because I'm losing it from my back and from my upper arms, my lower arms, even my fingers. I could say, I can't get my second ring off. I can only get the one off right now, because I'm at the higher weight right now. My ankles, my legs, like everywhere. My weight is evenly distributed, and according to the protocol, I guess that's the situation with the majority of people. So I don't notice myself losing weight until I've lost a significant amount, and I can look in the mirror and go, okay. All right, that being said, I've just lost 20 pounds. I can tell a difference, but like when I saw myself as big as I was, I just kind of was like, whoa, I don't believe I look like that. And then I just stopped looking because it was sort of depressing. So now I just see my big body. But I know that this big body looks very different than the body that I had a couple months ago. So I'm okay with that. So gaining weight is the same thing. I can be really skinny and then I start eating and eating and eating. I'm putting on a few pounds, but everything is still fitting and I still feel fine. It's because it's slowly gaining everywhere, and to the point that by the time I'm aware of it, I'm just big all over. All right, there's a little bit here about pregnancy and menopause. It says pregnancy or the menopause, interesting, or the menopause, may annul the effects of previous treatment. Okay, so menopause might just throw you in a tizzy. Menopause just stinks. All right. Women who take treatment during the 1 year after the last menstruation, that is at the last on. This sentence, when I read it the last 2 times before doing this video, tripped me up. I'm going to try again. Like, it made sense in my head as I read it to myself like the 3rd time, but now it's not making sense again. I'm going to do my best. Women who take treatment during the 1 year after the last menstruation, that is at the onset of menopause, do just as well as others. But among them, the relapse rate is higher until the menopause is fully established. All right. Okay. He's seeming to imply that after you're done menstruating that you're still in menopause for a year. If you read that the way he says, it's during the 1 year after menstruation has ended. And he says that is at the onset of menopause. I didn't realize that. I should do some more research on menopause because I'm at the age where this is going to start to happen. And now that menstruation is kind of becoming inconsistent in my life and not as reliable, clearly I'm entering menopause. So I always thought menopause just was during that whole process and heat flashes and that as your body is starting to end menstruation according to the protocol. And maybe it's changed over the years. Maybe this is just in the 60s, or probably more likely, I'm just not educated. But he's saying menopause starts at the end of your menstruation, after your last menstruation. Okay, so these people have a bigger relapse until menopause is fully established. The period of 1 year after the last menstruation applies only to women who are not being treated with ovarian hormones. If these are taken, the premenopausal period may be indefinitely prolonged. Okay, so hormones are going to affect this. That makes sense. HCG is a hormone. So, how these work together in your body are going to make a difference. So, I mean, you should consult with your physician if whoever puts you on hormones and talk to them about the use of HCG and if that's okay or not. Um, and he's saying that anyone in this period of time, up to the whole first year after you're done menstruating, and I'm guessing it's also going to be during this, well, maybe we call premenopausal area in that regard. I guess maybe this is all considered premenopause and menopause is after it ends. That's probably what the proper technical time period is. Are going to have more problems with relapses. So that's not encouraging for somebody who's in their 50s now. All right. Patients who have once taken the treatment never seem to hesitate to come back for another short course as soon as they notice that their weight is once again getting out of hand. They come quite cheerfully and hopefully, assured that they can be helped again. Repeat courses are often even more satisfactory than the first treatment and have the advantage, as do the second courses, that the patient already knows that he will feel comfortable throughout. So people keep coming back because they're like, I did it once before, I can do it again. I realize I'm not starving myself. I'm not hungry while I'm on it. So, and I lost a bunch of weight, and that's just motivating. I'm not going to be that hungry. I might want to eat, but I'm not going to be hungry. And I'm going to lose a bunch of weight. So, and that's how I felt. It took me a whole year. I needed to lose weight for about 2 years. But then this past year, as it kept going up and up and up and up, I just wasn't in a mental headspace to do HCG. I just knew I wasn't going to stick with it. I wasn't going to do anything. And it wasn't until about December 28th when I just thought, here we go. I'm ready. I'm ready to lose weight. Well, and then I did start to lose weight, but I only lost 5 pounds in 2.5 months. So at that point, I was ready to do HCG because at the beginning of the year, I wasn't ready to do HCG yet. I wasn't ready for that. You have to be mentally prepared. I'm in the zone right now, so I'm okay with it. All right, so I find that very interesting. They don't hesitate to come back to do some adjustments. And when he talks about coming back, it's because back in the 60s when he did this, you had to go to his clinic for treatment. The other day on one of the things I was talking about after treatment, I think it was yesterday's video actually, I was talking about after treatment, that they have to call in their weights and that when he tells them, oh, do the stake day to adjust your weight, and then they call in the next day with their weight, that they're surprised that they lost over a pound in one day on the stake day. And that's because of protein deficiency. And I didn't elaborate when I read the line in the protocol that said about when people call in, so that may have been confusing. I apologize if it was. It's because people didn't do this on their own. This wasn't readily available to them, and they went to the clinic every day to get their injections. So they were heavily monitored for a while. And then they did call-ins when they got to P3. All right. That's all I have for today. And that's a little bit about relapses in stage P3 on the diet. All right. If I shared more than you wanted to hear, I apologize. And I just realized I don't really look at myself in these videos, and I just clicked on the video and I just see that I still have all my animals from the story that I read in my last class. It was a bear and a mosquito and some monkeys that were stealing bananas. All right. That's all for now. My daughter comes in tomorrow, and this is going to affect me doing these videos because, like, right now, I normally would be at the gym, but I'm pushing it off to later today. But she is a big workout fiend, and so she's going to want to go to the gym. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to do my best to try to get these out as close to every day as I possibly can. I will be in touch with you, and I will probably not see you tomorrow because I'm going to the NFL draft, and then I have to teach classes all morning long and in the evening as well. But maybe Sunday, and if not, I'll be back on Monday. So, fingers crossed, we're all continuing to lose weight throughout this weekend. Good luck on your weekend and staying good on your diet. And let me know how you're doing. I'd love to hear how you're all doing. It makes me happy. Take care, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.